So, this was like the Super Smash Brothers for Warner Brothers, the whole multiverse thing. You had, Superman, you had Batman, you had, I think like Jake and Finn, you got Shaggy. Like, you made me use 1% of my power. uh, they basically took the Ultra Instinct Shaggy meme and basically put it in game, which I mean, cool, I guess. But apparently it's the game's not doing too good. Warner Brothers shuts down MultiVersus after taking 100 million impairment charge. Taking $100 million impairment charge. Warner Brothers Games announced it is shutting down MultiVersus after it took out a $100 million impairment charge due to the game. Yeah, right there. Yeah, looks like we got Garnet right up there. Is that Garnet? Yeah, I think it's Garnet. Oh man, look, it's Rick and Rick and Morty. You got Morty right there. Where's Rick? Grandpa Rick, where are you, man? I need help. And he's like around here somewhere. He's like, I'll be right there, Morty. I just tinkering and oh man, I shouldn't have come here. I knew I couldn't survive this. I mean, look at me. I'm fucking around with Superman, you know? That's just Morty shouldn't be here. That Black Adam. But in the blog post on the game's website, Warner Brother Games announced after careful consideration, it's never good news when it starts out with after careful consideration. Our next season will serve as the final seasonal content update for the game. MultiVersus Season 5 will begin on February 4th, 2025, which is a few days away, and run through May 30th, 2025, adding 2 new playable characters to the roster, DC's Aquaman and Looney Tunes. Oh, Lola. Oh, 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 yeah, that's really good. Everyone's favorite anthropomorphic rabbit. I'm Lola Bunny. Online features will be shut down at the end of Season 5. All online features will continue to be available until Season 5 concludes on May 30th at 9 a.m. PST. At that point, there will be an option to play MultiVersus offline via the local gameplay mode, either solo against AI opponents or with up to 3 friends. To do this, you'll need to download the latest version of the game, and log in during Season 5 at any time between February 4th at 9 a.m. PST and May 30th, 9 a.m. PST. With the game being shut down after Season 5, Warner Brother Games also share that it has ended paid transactions within the game beginning today. The developer stated, as of today, January 31st, which is today, in case you're, part of them, people in the future, as of right now, it is January 31st. Hello, people in the future. Real money transactions will no longer be available for MultiVersus, which means you can no longer purchase Gleamium, but you can still use remaining Gleamium or character tokens to access in-game content until Season 5 ends on May 30th at 9 a.m. PST. The game also will not be available to download after Season 5 concludes in May. The shutdown announcement is not unsurprising. Warner Brothers Discovery, Warner Brothers Games parent company, revealed that it had to take a $100 million impairment charge out that was primarily for MultiVersus. CFO Gunnar Weidenfels said during the company's third quarter 2024 webcast, results were impacted by games for which we took out another $100 million plus impairment due to the underperforming release. Primarily MultiVersus this quarter, bringing total write down year to date to over 300 million in our games business, a key factor in this year's studio profit decline. The game also did not perform well on Steam after it was relaunched last May. The game only hit initially that looks like if it could have that number and maintain that number, that would have been great. But look at this, June 2024, and just look at the drop off. Just look at before July, it just completely drops off to the point where, we have January. Here's January 25th, and you only have 433 people playing, which is still not a big number. The game only hit a peak concurrent of 114,000 players, but it had already shrunk to less than 6,000 by mid-July. In the last 24 hours, it only hit a peak concurrent of just 648 players. I've wanted to play it, but I haven't actually played it. What went wrong? Like I said, this is like the Super Smash Brothers for Warner Brothers. Super Smash Brothers is a huge success. What went wrong with this? Actually, let me see the roster. All right. So this is Game8. Game8. Which is, I use this site for Genshin stuff for artifacts and okay, I was right. It was Garnet. Agent Smith, Arya Stark, Batman, Banana Guard from Adventure Time. Beetlejuice, the Ghost. I was right. It was Black Adam. Bugs Bunny, Finn, Garnet, Gizmo. Mogwai. Harley Quinn, Iron Giant, Jake, Jason, the Joker, LeBron. Oh, Marvin the Martian. Oh man, there's more. Yeah, I knew. As soon as I saw Morty, I knew that Rick would be there. Nubia, the Powerpuff Girls. So, can you pick between them, or are they just one unit? Because even though they're the Powerpuff Girls, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup are individual girls. So is it one unit? Is it kind of like with Super Smash Brothers with the Pokemon trainer, and you can kind of switch in and out who you want? Or do they fight as one unit? They're all on screen and they're all working together? Or is it like the Pokemon trainer in Super Smash Brothers, where it's you're playing it, you have Bubbles out there, where you're no, I want to switch to Blossom. And then is it like that? Raven, nice. Rain Dog, Rick, Samurai Jack. Oh yeah, Jack. Cool. Like Shaggy. You're gonna make me use 2% of my power. Steven Universe, Stripe, Superman, Taz, Tom and Jerry. Same thing as Tom and Jerry. I'm guessing they work as one unit. It's almost like a Banjo-Kazooie kind of thing. Velma, Wonder Woman, Marceline, and then we know that Lola and who else did they say? Lola and Aquaman. So Aquaman and Lola. Yeah. What's up, Doc? Okay. Yeah, but it's a good site. Like I said, I use it for my Genshin stuff. It's oh my god, what artifacts do I even use on them? But you go on there and they'll say what artifacts are best and what stats you should be looking for. It's oh, the goblet should have HP percentage is your main stat, and you want crit rate and crit damage, obviously, and have elemental mastery and stuff like that. So that's where I kind of go for my Genshin stuff. But yeah, what went wrong? The roster, it seems diverse enough. Yeah, putting Beetlejuice against Superman. Come on. The ghost with the most against the man who has no limits. I mean, what Shaggy against Rick? I mean, what went wrong with this game? You know, and I haven't said anything bad about it, so I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, you're complaining." No, there's no complaining. I'm genuinely curious. What went wrong? This should have been like a Super Smash Brothers, but then again, Sony had their version of Super Smash Brothers, and same thing, it failed. It didn't work out. But what about this was, I mean, the graphics seem pretty good. I would assume it handled just fine, like Super Smash Brothers, when it came to like the controls and moves and all that. So what went wrong? Why did the game have like this big moment and then just woof, oof? I mean, it looks like a fun game. Again, what other game can you put, you know, the Powerpuff Girls against the freaking Joker? You know, so what went wrong here? If you play the game, I genuinely want to know what went wrong. Why did no one play this really? Why did it have such a high number of over 100,000 and then just poof? Was it the lack of available game modes? Were the characters not, you know, well built? Like meaning their toolkits and their move sets weren't very good. I mean, what was it? Was the game glitchy? What was it? Because this has everything you would need for an awesome game, and it looks like when I saw it, I was like, oh, this could be really cool. Apparently not. It's not working. Apparently, or they're shutting it down. So if you play the game, let me know. Also, let me know who you main, because I like hearing people's mains when it comes to stuff like, you know, like Super Smash Brothers or in this case, MultiVersus or Overwatch or whatever. So if you played Overwatch, if you played MultiVersus, who is your main? Like for me during like Super Smash Brothers, I would switch between Pikachu and Link. Like if I was playing Pikachu, you're not surviving at all. You're not surviving. I remember when Super Smash Brothers Melee came out, my first time playing it, I was over at a friend's house for the weekend, and it was my first time playing. And who did I pick? I picked Pikachu, and he thought he was gonna beat me because he had been playing it, and it was my first time. I whooped his ass. I'm like, the controls are obviously a little different because the GameCube controller is a little different than, you know, an N64 controller. But I got in. I remember it was Great Bay stage, and I was Pikachu, and I whooped his ass. And he wanted to know how I managed to do that when it was my first time playing. I'm like, but if I'm Pikachu or Link, you're not surviving at all. You have no chance. No chance. But yeah. But you know, since I'm talking about Smash Brothers and all that, who do you main in Smash Brothers? I mean, I'm sure we've got some Kirby mains, Ganondorf. Some people were, you know, are you sure you want to main them, Mister? Come on, where are the Mr. Game and Watch mains out there? But yeah, I genuinely want to know what went wrong with this game because it looked really cool, and it had everything needed to make the perfect little girl. But Professor Utonium accidentally added a secret ingredient to the concoction, Chemical X. Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born. No, but it had all the makings of a really cool game. Characters from different, you know, IPs. You got Shaggy and Superman battling it out. The bright, colorful graphics, which seem to be pretty polished. So let me know. Let me know. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.